a room, a building, even inside Secretariat here, which will have a Hall of Fame. So we're having an Hall of Fame, so people will be going there to know. I know this anniversary is something we have to celebrate.
In his remarks, a member of the committee and Chief Press Secretary to the State Governor, Dr. Sulaiman Olanriwaju, called on all stakeholders to give their full support to the committee to ensure a befitting and successful anniversary celebration.
The point is, let us make sure that every household in this state, whether the medium is radio, yours is TV, yours is online, whatever medium you work for, let us deploy it so that everyone will know that Oyo State is celebrating.
Other activities scheduled for the anniversary celebration include health outreach programs across the 33 local government areas, film shows in the 6 geopolitical zones, a carnival, religious service, sporting events, as well as empowerment programs for women. Other members of the committee present at the event included the Secretary, Mrs. Adirunke Adetayo, Alhaji Gafar Bello, and the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Broadcast Media, Mrs. Bosse Sadiq, Olalekan Sulaiman, BCOS News.
The Oyo State Health Insurance Agency, OISHA, has reaffirmed its commitment to improving the welfare of residents and civil servants. This assurance was given during a courtesy visit by the leadership of the Radio, Television, Theatre and Art Workers Union, RATAU, Oyo State Council, as part of its engagement with stakeholders ahead of the 2026 World Radio Day celebration. BCOS reporter Fedora Afolagboye reports.
As part of preparations for the 2026 World Radio Day, the Executive Council of the Radio, Television, Theatre and Art Workers Union, RATAU, Oyo State, paid courtesy visits to strategic stakeholders across the state. The visits took the union to Smarties Global Multiventures, the Oyo State Health Insurance Agency, OISHA, and the Babaloja General of Oyo State. Addressing the Chief Executive Officer of Smarties Global Multiventures, the RATAU State Chairman, Comrade Kehinde Olayade, commended her philanthropic contribution to society, describing her as a woman of impact worthy of recognition. He subsequently announced her nomination as an award recipient at the forthcoming World Radio Day celebration. Responding, the CEO of Smarties Global Multiventures, Mrs. Muturayo Adeogun, expressed appreciation to RATAU for the honor, describing the recognition as motivating, while urging union members to remain united and committed to professionalism and excellence.
What matters more is not limited to my
stronger celebration with the media to promote accurate, unbiased, and effective public health information.
This is critical because you are information disseminators, you are information analysts, you are information scientists, and that's why our engagement with you will push further the success of OISHA scheme.
During the visit to the Babaloja General of Oyo State, Alhaji Yekin Abbas, Comrade Kehinde Olayade commended his contributions to the welfare of traders, union members, and the general populace. In his remarks, the Babaloja General thanked RATAU for the honor, expressed delight at the visit, and encouraged the union to sustain its positive contribution while praying for a lasting and fruitful relationship.
I've been with RATAU for a long time, and I'm assuring you for today's visit, it's like you renew your familiarization with me, and I'm always solidly behind RATAU. I promise that anytime you call me, I'm for you.
The RATAU executives formally invited their host to participate as awardees at the 2026 World Radio Day celebration scheduled for February 13, emphasizing the importance of continued partnership. The visit concluded with a presentation of souvenirs and group photographs. The Ratawu delegation comprised members from the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, BCOS, the Federal Radio Corporation of Nigeria, FRCN, the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, the Cultural Center, and the National Museum. Fedora Afalagwe, BCOS News.
Another timeout. Please don't go away.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys!
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on malaria gone.
This Ramadan, it's not the season to hide, it's the season to let my beauty shine. Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Lotion 5-in-1 Complete Care. Discover deep nourishment with cocoa butter, deep moisture serum, and vitamin E for long-lasting moisture and protection from dry and ashy skin without the greasy feel. Get the Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Glow this Ramadan. Skin is for always shining. Nivea is for skin.
As Nigeria inches closer to its next national census, the federal government has placed effective communication at the heart of plans to deliver a credible, transparent, and globally acceptable headcount. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, made this clear in Abuja on Wednesday while receiving delegation led by Chairman of the National Population Commission, NPC, Dr. Aminu Yusuf. Dr. Idris explained that no meaningful national planning could occur without reliable population data, noting that inaccurate figures undermine development efforts and policy execution. He added that the President Tinubu-led administration is determined to prioritize credibility, legality, and due process over rushing the exercise. He assured the NPC of the full backing of his ministry and its agencies to mobilize citizens and drive nationwide advocacy once the president formally proclaims a census date. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Wednesday began a 2-day capacity building workshop for staff of its Voter Education and Publicity Department in Kefi, Nasarawa State. The commission noted that the workshop is aimed at improving strategic communication and monitoring of misinformation ahead of the 2027 general elections. In a statement on its official X handle on Wednesday, Deputy Director of Voter Education and Publicity, Mr. Wilfred Ifoga, who represented the director, Mrs. Victoria Etamesi, described the training as timely and relevant. Mr. Ifoga highlighted the challenges posed by emerging technologies and artificial intelligence in the spread of false information. He emphasized the need for collaboration between INEC and relevant stakeholders as critical in building public trust and ensuring credible elections. He added that the workshop is expected to strengthen INEC staff capacity to effectively navigate the evolving information landscape and enhance public confidence in the electoral process. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has reportedly affirmed the removal of Julius Abure as the national chairman of the Labour Party. The court also ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to recognize the Senator Nenadi Usman-led National Caretaker Committee as the party's lawful leadership. The development was disclosed by human rights lawyer Inibehe Efyong in a post on X, noting that he was present at the court when the judgment was delivered. Efyong stated that Justice Lifu delivered the judgment on Wednesday, reaffirming that Abure's tenure had elapsed in line with an earlier Supreme Court judgment. The court consequently directed INEC to immediately recognize Nenadi Usman as the party's leader. We shall now take another short commercial break. Please stay tuned.
In today's fast-paced world, staying ahead demands peak performance from our bodies. Like never before, our bodies need an optimum supply of essential nutrients, and Supermalt supports our daily nutritional needs.
Supermalt has 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and natural extracts for overall health and wellness. One Supermalt a day gives you energy and vitality, improves your mental performance, and supports your immunity.
Welcome, sir.
We need to look at this report.
What can we offer you?
Don't worry.
Mr. Chef, it's a two-finger crush.
Pass the beef and crayfish.
With Mr. Chef, a simple crush turns meals into culture and moments into memories.
This is the true taste of home.
And culture. Chef of life.
The cultivation of leadership skills among young people is essential for empowering the next generation to assume responsibilities and contribute significantly to national development. This formed the focus of discussions at the annual Stakeholders International Conference and Grand Finale ceremony of the Olagoke Legacy Education Foundation, OLEG. BCOS reporter Adiola Oladele covered the event held at CRCT Hall, Shafauddin International Headquarters, Wakajayi, Ibadan.
The conference provided a platform for education stakeholders, scholars, students, and policy makers to discuss the future of education and the vital role young people play in national development, delivering a paper on revival of the education system to curb quackery and insecurity challenges. The founder and spiritual head of Shafauddin Islam, Professor Sabitu Olagoke, underscored the critical need for a functional and trustworthy educational system as a foundation for national development. He stressed that high-quality education based on strong values and discipline prepares young individuals for excellence in their chosen careers.
Catch your niche through those people that are good, that are passionate about your cause. Above all, you must be self-determined. You must have interest. After discovering yourself, you know the kind of talent you have. Develop through that line of heritage. Turn it into skill. And then ensure that you are people and development focused.
During the panel discussion on youth needs and strategies for their emancipation, the panelists urged students to develop resilience, assume responsibility, and engage actively in social and civic initiatives to create a more promising future for themselves and their communities.
What will take Nigeria to the next level is not our oil, is not even the politics, but it is how we treat our youth today, because nobody will last for life.
The youth must get it right and know that the future belongs to them, not to the government or their parents.
Earlier in his opening remarks, Professor Oluwatobi Adeokun, the chairman of the occasion, highlighted the program's emphasis on the founders' commitment to enhancing education and developing future leaders.
The entrepreneurship training program of each of our high institutions should be more intensified so that our graduates can be self-reliant, able to stand on their own, and be job providers instead of job seekers.
The event also included award ceremonies and certificate presentations to top winners of the Olagoke Legacy Education League, OLEG, who ranked first, second, third, and fourth in both junior and senior secondary school categories. Key highlights of the event included the presentation of books to Professor Olagoke, goodwill messages from notable dignitaries, and scriptural messages delivered in both English and Yoruba languages. Adiola Oladele, BCOS News.
Work is a fundamental part of human existence, as it gives purpose, self-worth, and a sense of identity beyond providing income. The dignity of work reminds us that every honest effort to earn a living deserves respect, regardless of where or how it is done. BCOS reporter Temitope Ogunleye takes a closer look.
For many, hustling is not a choice but a necessity. Families depend on daily earnings, where every sale or service can mean the difference between a meal on the table and going hungry. Despite harsh working conditions, many street hustlers take pride in what they do, displaying creativity, persistence, and resourcefulness in their daily struggle for survival. Income remains unpredictable, with little access to social protection or opportunities for growth. Yet their efforts reveal a larger truth, that all work has dignity even when it exists outside the formal economy. A street hustler, Mr. Abdulkawil Jibola, says he has been selling phone accessories for the past 5 years, but survival remains difficult. Similarly, a food vendor, Mrs. Idayat, says business has been slow, with a daily income rarely exceeding 13,000 naira. Speaking with BCOS News, finance consultant and investment expert Chief Abiola Ali said street entrepreneurs need structured government support to improve their livelihoods. Chief Ali explained that government can empower informal workers through grants and soft loans to help them grow their businesses.
Government at local level, government at the state level, government at the federal level can assist in all these areas. Let there be policies that will assist these people, policies that will be tailored to assisting these people to also become who they want to become in their life, by making sure that they are empowered. They need empowerment. They need real empowerment. Real empowerment in terms of finance, real empowerment in terms of enabling environment to do their business. That is what these people need. And I know that we have what it takes, whether at the local level, at the state level, or at the federal level, to empower these people. And of course, individuals, philanthropists, they also have a role to play in this area.
Behind every street hustle is a story of determination and resilience. These men and women are not seeking shortcuts, but opportunities. Until sustainable jobs are created and informal workers are properly supported, the streets will remain a place of survival rather than choice.
We now head to our sport desk where Tobiloba Ajewole is standing by.
Good evening and welcome to the sports segment of the evening news. My name is Toby Ajewole. We start from grassroots football, where the ex-Ibadan Professional Football Association, EIPFA, has confirmed the grand finale of its statewide secondary school games will take place on Thursday, March 19th and Friday, March 20th, 2026 at the iconic Adamasingba Stadium in Ibadan. Following the successful launch of the local organizing committee, preliminary rounds are set for February 25 to 26 across the state's 10 zones. Top talents from those qualifiers will head to Ibadan for the finals, battling for top honors and a chance to shine on the big stage. AIPFA Chairman Mr. Temitope Obide thanked stakeholders and partners for their support, while urging more sponsorship to grow and sustain grassroots football development in the region. And still with football stories, the Nigerian Football Federation President Ibrahim Musa Guzo has strongly denied social media claims of a heated public argument with CAF's first Vice President and Moroccan FA Chief Fawzi Lekja during a recent CAF Executive Committee meeting in Morocco. held amid the just concluded 2025 African Cup of Nations. Guzo called the reports total falsehood and emphasized the warm, cordial ties between Nigeria and Morocco at both football and governmental levels. He also rejected any suggestion. He criticized the officiating in Nigeria's semi-final loss to Morocco, noting the NFF had expressed no concerns before or after the match. Guzo praised the Moroccan FA, local organizers, government, and CAF for delivering a glamorous and memorable tournament. Meanwhile, Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, and Calvin Bassey have been named in the official team of the tournament for the 2025 African Cup of Nations in Morocco, as selected by CAF's Technical Study Group. Nigeria's Eric Shell led side secured third place overall, with Osimhen contributing 4 goals and 2 assists, Lookman delivering 3 goals and 5 assists in 6 matches, and Bassey providing defensive solidity at the back. The trial's inclusions highlight the Super Eagles' strong showing despite falling short of the final. And in transfer update, Jean-Philippe Mateta has informed Crystal Palace of his desire to leave the club this transfer window with 18 months left on his contract and no plans to extend. The French forward has attracted interest from Juventus and Aston Villa, though Palace's reported £40 million valuation has so far stalled talks. Manager Oliver Glasner confirmed the club would consider offers at the right price amid a turbulent period that has seen key departures like Eberechi Eze, Mark Gay, and Glasner's upcoming exit at season's end, and a shock FA Cup loss to non-league side Macclesfield. See, with transfers, Arsenal midfielder Ethan Nwaneri is heading to France to finalize a loan switch to Marseille for the remainder of the season. The 18-year-old England under-21 international, who recently signed a long-term deal until 2030, has made only 12 appearances this term, with a competition intensified by big money signings. The move offers Nwaneri regular first-team minutes in Ligue 1. Finally, in sporting news tonight, from tennis, Emma Raducanu suffered a disappointing second-round exit at the Australian Open, falling 7-6, 6-2 to Austria's Anastasia Potapova. The British number 1 and 28 seed appeared flat and error-prone, struggling with a reworked forehand, a costly drive volley miss, and a double fault that ended over a key break. Seated at a Grand Slam for the first time in over 3 years, Raducanu's off-season was hampered by a foot injury, limiting her return to full training until late December. Potapova advances to face world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka. And that will be all, and it's back to news around the world. My name is Toby Ajewole.
Thank you, Toby Ajewole. Now to the foreign scene. A train driver has been killed and at least 37 people injured after a commuter train derailed and crashed near Barcelona 2 days after a deadly two-train collision in southern Spain. Foreign news editor Folashade Akintola compiled details and other foreign stories. Bimisola Adebayo presents her report.
According to local officials, the Rhodelands train collided with a retaining wall which fell onto the track between Gelida and Sant Sadurní. Catalonia Regional Fire Inspector Claudio Gallardo said all the passengers had been removed from the train. The incident occurred as heavy storms battered northwest of Spain on high alert because of the weather. Rail officials believe the wall collapsed as the train was passing shortly after 2100 on Tuesday evening, striking the driver's cab first and then causing considerable damage to the forced carriage of the train, in which most of the injured passengers were traveling. The identity of the driver was not immediately clear, as 3 trainees had been with the driver when the accident happened. Firefighters said 2 of them were among those seriously injured.
37 people were treated for injuries of varying severity. Ultimately, the report from our colleagues in emergency services is that 5 people were seriously injured.
First of all, we must recognize the very high professionalism, dedication, and commitment of everyone who has been involved in responding to the emergency.
Moving now to South Korea, where a court has sentenced former Prime Minister Han Duck-soo to 23 years in prison after finding him guilty on insurrection charges related to disgraced ex-President Yoon Suk-yeol's short-lived declaration of martial law. Han was found guilty on Wednesday of abetting Yoon's brief imposition of martial law and for failing to hold a lawful cabinet meeting as required by South Korean law, after the decree to mobilize the military was ordered by the then president in December 2024. Han disregarded his duty and responsibility as prime minister until the very end, said Judge Lee Jing-kwon of the Seoul Central District Court. The court ordered Han to be detained after sentencing, citing concerns about support. 26 is the first member of Yoon's cabinet to be found guilty and sentenced to jail in relation to the martial law declaration. The former prime minister denied the charges against him, saying he had no prior knowledge of Yoon's plan to impose military rule. And finally, Mexico has sent another 37 alleged members of Mexican criminal organizations to the United States, the country's security minister said, amid U.S. President Donald Trump's threat of ground attacks against drug cartels in the region. The handover of alleged drug cartel members on Tuesday is the third major transfer to the U.S. in the past year and brings the total number of suspects transferred to 92. Images posted by Mexican Security Minister Omar Garcia Harfuch on X showed rows of fully armed Mexican security personnel lined up to a plane as several armored vehicles, presumably transporting the suspects, arrived. The suspects were flown to Washington, Houston, New York, Pennsylvania, San Antonio, and San Diego on board 7 Mexican Armed Forces aircraft, the minister said. The latest swap occurred amid growing tension with Washington over cartel activity and repeated threats by Donald Trump to attack cartels inside Mexico's borders with or without Mexican government's permission. Bemisola Adebayo, BCOS News.
To end the news around the world, here again are the main points. The Nigeria Police Force has confirmed that an abduction incident did take place at Kurmiwali community in Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. The Oyo State government has unveiled a week-long schedule of activities to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the creation of the state. And on the foreign scene, we told you a train driver has been killed and at least 37 people injured after a commuter train derailed and crashed near Barcelona 2 days after a deadly two-train collision in southern Spain. BCOS website is live. Kindly visit www.bcostv.com. You can reach us on GoTV channel 134 and channel 113 on Star Times. Now, before I go, Nigeria belongs to us all. Do everything possible to make her great. That ends the news around the world. Good evening, and thanks for watching.
مرحبا رمضان Ramadan oṣù ìkẹ́ marhaba bíkáyà Ramadan àsìkò tó ti tó láti ṣàpọ́nlé oṣù Ramadan gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa lọ́dọọdún nílé akéde oríta Àbáṣọ̀run Ìbàdàn BCOS àwọn ètò lọ́lọ́kan ọ̀jọ̀kan tó ti wà nílẹ̀ ìyẹn Olóyọ̀lé 98.5 BCOS television gbogbo ń tẹ́ fẹ́ lójú kan lọ́wọ́ àti rédíò tó ń ti television wa pẹ̀lú àwọn ọ̀kan ọ̀jọ̀kan ètò tẹ́ fẹ́ so nígbọ̀wọ́ ẹ̀ lówó péréte ìdí abárè ìta fi pé gbogbo ẹni tó lọ́n ń bùn lásìkí láti fi gbé súnà nẹ́bì ga so nígbọ̀wọ́ àwọn ètò lọ́lọ́kan ọ̀jọ̀kan wá sí àwẹ̀ lọ́sàn-án àti lóru àtìdájí wákàtí kan 30 ìṣẹ́jú mẹ́rin